Spooky. Spooky time. Alright. Beep.
Hola.
Oh, it's voice acted, but in Spanish.
Charlie, ¿está todo bien?
Hold on. I might turn that off just because I don't know Spanish. And I'm going to have to read it anyway. We'll leave it on just a little bit quieter. Charlie, is everything all right?
Sí, ¿a qué viene esa pregunta?
Yeah, why are you asking that?
Lo siento, simplemente lo siento.
I do want you guys to be able to hear the voice acting of it, though, because they work hard for their voice acting, so. I'm sorry, I'm just really, really sorry.
Tuviste esa pesadilla de nuevo, ¿verdad? Ya te lo dije. Tú no tuviste la culpa de nada, Lucy.
You had that nightmare again, didn't you? I've already told you, Lucy, you're not the one to blame for all that. It's not your fault.
Lo sé, pero no puedo evitar sentirme así. Si no fuera por mí, nada de esto nos hubiera sucedido. No habría sufrido todas las cosas que sufriste.
I know, but I can't help it. If it wasn't for me, none of this would have happened. You wouldn't have suffered all those horrible things.
Perdón. De seguro ya debes estar cansado de mis llamadas, aguantando a tu hermana a altas horas de la noche.
Sorry, I'm sure you must be tired of all my calls by now, putting up with your sister at late hours of the night.
Y justo cuando tengo una cita en la mañana.
Especially when I have a date in the morning.
¿Una cita? ¿Por qué no me habías mencionado nada al respecto?
A date? Why didn't you tell me anything about that?
Charlie, ¿estás allí?
Charlie, you're still there?
No te lo dijo porque sabría que reaccionarías así.
He didn't tell you because he knew you would react this way.
¿Eres tú? ¿Tú planeaste todo esto para él, verdad?
It's you. You planned all of this for him, didn't you?
Charlie no está listo aún para tener citas y lo sabes. Esto es totalmente peligroso y yo no voy a permitirlo. No voy a permitirlo.
Charlie isn't ready for having dates yet, and you know that. This is completely dangerous, and I won't allow it. I won't allow it.
Ya lo veremos, hermanita.
We'll see, little sis. Wait, was this like a old fashioned, like somebody else picked up the receiver at the other end of the house? What's your name? My name's Ella. 10 minutes late. This can't be possible. What kind of impression I'm gonna give showing up this late? I just hope he keeps waiting for me, or this whole trip will have been in vain. I can't bear the idea of going back home just to eat ice cream and listen to the same songs over and over while I get lost in my imagination and sadness. Wouldn't have to go through all of this if I had never fallen in love with him. Oh? I hope I'll never see him again. I let out a small sigh as I clenched my fist tight slightly due to the helplessness I felt just remembering my ex-boyfriend's face. There's no use dwelling on this right now. At least I'm close. Ooh, some cool looking characters. Finally, I'm here. The mall? Okay. How odd. We agreed the meeting point was at the main entrance doors of the mall. Could he have left? Maybe he thought I wouldn't make it in the end and the date would be cancelled. But if that were the case, he would have definitely messaged me through the app just to confirm whether we'd still have the date or not. Besides, at first glance, it doesn't seem like anyone is looking for someone else. What a waste of time. All I've done for the last 15 minutes is stand here waiting like an idiot. Perhaps I should just walk around a little bit to distract myself. That way time will pass more quickly. He better text me soon to apologize for keeping me waiting. I'll give him just one chance. If only the dating app allowed us to make calls, I wouldn't be waiting like an idiot. I curse their stupid strict security code. Although, being a bit more realistic, I glanced at my phone, which was terribly damaged. The screen is cracked, the display is failing, the battery overheats, and many other things. I think it's time to get a new phone then. Wouldn't be able to answer even if I wanted to. This old phone can barely get a signal in this place, and the worst part of all, I couldn't pay this month's plan. It's the first and only phone I've had, but I really need an upgrade. Thankfully, the mall has Wi-Fi and I can avoid all that hassle. I let out a sigh as I opened the app to check my date's profile. Still nothing from him. What a dilemma. All this for a simple blind date. I'll wait for another 5 minutes. If he doesn't show up by then, I'm out of here. Oh shoot, I forgot to change the tags. Nope. No category for it. Boop. There we go. I'll wait for another 5 minutes. If he doesn't show up by then, I'm out of here. Games and demos. Yep. A lot of these indie games, that's what I've had to do because they just don't show up. Half an hour I've been waiting for. Half an hour. I think it's for the best if I don't even stay here anymore. I'm just waiting for someone who will never show up. Ah! What's so hard for him to just send at least one single message? At least I would know he's still alive. I just don't want to think that something bad could have happened to him just because we agreed to meet in this place. It's not like he had a car accident or encountered a gang who tried to rob him, or maybe he got killed because he was mistaken for someone else. Ugh! What if he had an accident with a gang who tried to kidnap him and then kill him? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Ugh, that sounded really stupid. Damn it. I hate having anxiety. Girl, same. Absolutely same. I should try not to overthink the situation right now. These are just extremist thoughts that sound ridiculous once you say it out loud. Paying attention to that is the worst thing I can do. I just need to clear my mind and stop imagining nonsense once and for all. Huh? A cafe? I guess I could take a little look. At least I'll be able to focus on something other than the delay of my date. Wait. Other than the murder. Delay of my date. Murder. I wondered what it switched to. Also, I could treat myself to something sweet after waiting for a while. I deserve something tasty at least. That person has a cattail. That person has horns. Wow, I didn't expect it to be so cozy. Well, I'll sit in the corner for now. One might expect something very simple for a small cafe like this, but it has everything necessary for a full establishment, and the interior design is so charming that it makes the place perfect. But despite having customers in such a lovely place, it's very odd that there are only 3 people usually. Only 3 people. Usually these places are filled with people who would die just to be near the entrance. You can tell they have a wide variety of sweets and pastries, although a bit expensive for what they offer. Could that be the reason why there aren't many people here? I didn't bring as much money to spend with 5 minutes of entering a store. Best to order a milkshake. They look delicious, they're cheap, and I can take advantage of staying here for a while and enjoy the atmosphere. After waiting a couple minutes, a waitress approached to take my order.
Es un gusto poder atenderle. Mi nombre es Cameron. Dígame, ¿qué le sirvo el día de hoy?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Cameron. I'll be your waitress, so tell me, what would you like to order? The waitress said with a somewhat irritated tone of voice while looking at me indifferently. Maybe making some small talk will cheer her up a bit. Everything on the menu sounds delicious, and honestly, I'd like to break the routine of ordering a simple coffee. You know? Okay. Bad idea. The waitress' reaction of what I said only made the discomfort and awkwardness fill my body here if I'm gonna wait for him to talk. I might as well just go back. I should better finish this pitiful situation and order something random. I'm gonna take a Midori Delight. Please? The waitress didn't change her expression and just focused on writing down my order.
Ok, es una fantástica elección. En un momento le traeré su pedido.
Okay, you've made a wonderful choice. I'll bring your order in a minute. Thank you. I think I now understand why there isn't a lot of people in this place. Although I can't judge that just by the way she treated me. After all, she didn't treat me poorly or insult me, it was just somewhat intimidating. I shouldn't even care so much about the waitress' attitude. At this point, I probably have that same expression on my face almost every day and nobody tells me anything.
Disculpe.
In the end, you can't really know what's going on with other people's lives and how it affects their mood. Most likely, she just had a bad day.
Disculpe.
Whoa! Sorry! Excuse me! I think I got so lost in my thoughts that I didn't notice the fixed stare and furrowed brow of the waitress in front of
¿Me
me.
está escuchando? Le estoy diciendo que son $5.
Are you ignoring me? I'm telling you it's $5.
Si no tiene dinero en efectivo para pagar por su pedido, también aceptamos tarjetas de crédito. Pero no crea que se irá sin pagar por lo que pidió.
Damn. If you don't have cash to pay for your milkshake, we also take credit cards, but don't think that you're gonna leave without paying for it. I'm so sorry. Here's the money for the milkshake. Thank you very much, and please forgive me for all the inconvenience. Damn. It looks pretty. And it has an Oreo. January 25th. Oh, it's this weekend. After handing over the money, I took out my cell phone and started reviewing old conversations to pretend I was talking to somebody. The waitress stared at me strangely for a couple of seconds and then left. I sighed in relief immediately. Man, kill me. I don't want to continue like this anymore. Despite everything that has happened so far, I think the day won't end as bad as I imagined. Ignoring everything that just happened, I took a small sip of the milkshake. Honestly, its taste is very peculiar. It's sweet with a smooth and fluffy texture. I would say it's one of the best milkshakes I've ever had. Although it may sound silly, just being able to taste it made my nerves disappear. Being at a slightly secluded table made everything more pleasant. I no longer had that ugly thought from before. I could only focus on watching people through the cafe's windows, enjoying their day, relaxing, letting go of the ongoing responsibilities.
Disculpa.
Hold on. I said something, but it went past too fast. I wish this moment never
Disculpa.
ends. Pardon me. Me and my big mouth. I turned my head only to find the waitress walking towards me. Perhaps there was some issue with the payment? Did something
Me
happen?
pidieron que le trajera este pequeño regalo.
Someone asked me to send this to you as a gift. She brought me a small, beautifully decorated slice of strawberry cake, ready to eat. Alongside it was a small folded yellow paper. Out of obvious curiosity, I opened it immediately. I'm sorry for coming this late, and I genuinely apologize for not being brave enough to come over to your table so that I can apologize properly, and I really hope you still want to have the date with me. Aww.
Vaya.
What?
Si esa es su forma de disculparse, es la más patética que he visto.
Dang, at least he tried. If that's his way of apologizing, then it's the most pathetic apology I've ever seen in my life. Without realizing it, I read the paper out loud. Ignoring my urge to die, I couldn't help but think that what the waitress said was true, despite it being an inappropriate comment. Wait, she shouldn't be here. Doesn't she have any other customers to take their orders or something? I simply watched her struggle not to laugh in my face due to my rather embarrassing situation. Excuse me, who sent all of this?
Ah, sí, fue el chico que está ahí.
Oh, yeah, what was that guy over there? I looked to where she was pointing. Most people here were either taking their orders to go or sitting for a while, eating then leaving, but that guy was the only one without an order and was occasionally looking directly at my table. When he realized I was looking at him, he quickly looked in another direction and pretended to be doing something else. Okay, that's very strange. Why would he send me this cake out of nowhere? Could it be a trap? But if what he wrote in the note is true, then that means he's my blind date. Well, at least he arrived. After an hour and a half of delay, of course. I took the cake and the milkshake as I stood up and head over to the table where my supposed date was. I could see him fiddling with his hands as he looked out the window, trying to pretend he hadn't seen me. Maybe he already was there and he was just too nervous to talk to us. I could totally understand that. Is he really nervous about all this? It seemed like he gave a small start when he heard me slide my things onto the table, even though it was obvious I was coming over here. It's very odd. Hi. It's nice to finally meet you. I tried to extend my hand to greet him, however, he just kept looking elsewhere while attempting to reciprocate the greeting. Poor thing. He was so nervous he couldn't stop shifting in his seat. Is he really that excited to meet me? What's wrong? Can't you speak, or are you scared of me? Relax, I don't bite. Upon hearing my attempt at joking with him, his expression immediately changed, displaying a tender and apprehensive look, coupled with a faint smile.
Lo siento.
I'm sorry. He seems cute, despite all of the warnings we had earlier.
Es que realmente estaba reuniendo el valor para poder disculparme por la tardanza.
It's just that I was actually really gathering the courage to apologize for being late.
Eso fue muy grosero de mi parte y realmente lo siento. Espero puedas disculparme.
That was very rude of me, and I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me. When he finished speaking, he once again averted his gaze, perhaps out of the lingering shame for keeping me waiting all this time and realizing that during this entire period, all he's done is try to face his fears to speak to me. I feel sorry for him, but it makes me a bit uncomfortable. Still, this could have been avoided if he had just told me he'd be late. Well, at least we're here now. As I looked at him, I noticed his expression becoming increasingly uneasy, and the surrounding silence only made the situation worse. Why does he act this way? Despite being kind to him, he still can't talk to me or look at me? I know he feels bad, but he could at least say something. I let out a small sigh of frustration I was feeling. This is really complicated. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I also don't want to lie and pretend everything's perfect. After all, showing up out of the blue, apologizing, buying a cake won't make me forget his lack of commitment. Okay, come on, chill out, girl. He was nervous. It happens. You were late too, if I remember. You were 10 minutes late. It's better to tell him the truth. No, don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry. That makes the two of us arriving late. I guess that's the first thing we have in common, don't you think? I think the best thing I can do is give him a moment. After all, the embarrassment he feels must be very overwhelming, and rejecting his apologies would be very rude of me. Exactly. Immediately, he looked at me with surprise in his eyes. However, with a shy smile, he quickly glanced away. My mere presence seemed to make him nervous. I let out a small laugh and decided to take a spoonful of the cake he had bought me. It looked really delicious, and it would be a shame not to start eating it. But how delicious! This is the best cake I've ever tasted. After a few seconds, I could hear a faint murmur from him. It seemed like he wanted to tell me something, so I stopped eating the cake to listen.
¿Y te gustó el pastel?
So, did you like the cake?
Elegí el de fresa porque es mi sabor favorito. Creí que también te gustaría.
Am I going to learn Spanish from this game? I chose strawberry because it's my favorite flavor. I thought you might like it too. I guess it's a good icebreaker subject. I loved it. The flavor is simply exquisite. The sweetness of the strawberry and the softness of the cake, along with the ice cream, makes it a feast for the palate. I really appreciate you going through the trouble of buying this for me. But if you really like it that much, it's not fair that only I eat it. How about you have some too? Jeez, his expression changed quickly. He blushed and looked very surprised by what I said.
¿En serio? Pero solo hay una cuchara.
Really? But there's only one spoon? I have to admit, his extreme shyness is quite entertaining to watch as it makes him so nervous. It's just too adorable and makes me feel fondness. I'll be honest, like if I went on a guy that was this nervous to be around me, I would be nervous, but that would make me so much less nervous. And I would absolutely just do nothing but tease the poor guy. Because I'm that kind of an asshole. While he kept trying to give me an excuse as to why he couldn't eat, I took a bit of the cake and unexpectedly shoved it into his mouth, making his face turn even redder as he simply chewed on it. If you want me to forgive you, it's better if you eat with me. So hush and just enjoy the taste. I know it's not right to talk to him like that, but it's the only way he'll understand that I don't mind sharing his gift. See, that wasn't that hard, was it?
¿Me disculpas un momento, por favor?
Could you please excuse me for a minute, please? Oh, sure. In that moment, I saw him taking out a water bottle from his backpack along with a pill, which almost slipped from his trembling hands. I could see how embarrassed he was for not being able to keep his composure. He immediately took the pill he had in his hand, somewhat desperately, as if he were trying to end his suffering once and for all. It's definitely the strangest reaction I've seen to something as small as feeding someone a piece of cake. Was that too much for him? It's clear that he's shy and a bit jumpy, but I didn't think that would bother him. Although, now that I think about it, someone with those qualities would get very anxious if their boundaries were crossed without their consent. But I'm such an idiot, I shouldn't have been so reckless with him. I'm sorry if that bothered you or made you uncomfortable in any way. I just wanted you to not be so tense about what happened earlier. I thought giving you some cake would fix that. I'm sorry. He turned to look at me while silence once again filled our table, his gaze lost as if he had forgotten where he were, I suppose due to the bad time I made him go through. However, I heard him stammer a bit again, as if he were trying to find the right words to tell me something.
Oh, no te preocupes. Es solo que...
Oh, no, don't worry, it's just that...
Estas pastillas son para una condición que tengo desde hace un tiempo. Pero no te preocupes, no es nada grave.
These pills are for a condition I've had for a while, but don't worry, it's nothing serious.
Además, no hiciste nada malo, así que no es necesario que te disculpes, ¿sí?
Also, you didn't do anything wrong, so there's no need for you to apologize, okay?
¿Qué tal si mejor hablamos de ti?
What about if we just talk about you? Oh, I see, but you hadn't mentioned anything about that when we talked on the app. Why didn't you tell me? Despite trying to put a smile on a smile, it was quite clear that he felt bad. It was as if his gaze could only reflect the sadness he was feeling at that moment. I didn't mean to sound too pushy. If you don't want to tell me, I'll understand.
No, está bien. Yo
No, it's fine. I just...
no quería que creyeras que era alguien raro o débil y luego no hubieras aceptado tener la cita conmigo.
I didn't want you to think that I was weird or weak, and then you wouldn't have agreed to have the date with me. I know it's not your fault. You have every right to keep things about yourself hidden until you're ready to tell me, but even so, I would have liked to know that earlier so I wouldn't have behaved so rudely. Feeling a bit nervous, I placed my hand on his, giving him some gentle strokes to let him know that everything was okay. Judging by his expression, it was clear that the gesture surprised him. Poor thing. I wonder how many people have rejected him just because he has a nervous condition. Don't worry, you're not weird in any way. You're just a bit different in real life. But the change in attitude is normal. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't dying of nerves on my way here, so I understand you perfectly. I could see him blushing as he looked at me in a very adorable way.
Gracias por decir eso. Nunca nadie me había dicho algo parecido y lo aprecio bastante.
Thank you for saying that. No one has ever said anything like that to me before, and I really appreciate it.
Realmente eres una muy buena persona. Y la verdad, ahora me siento un poco mejor sobre mí mismo.
You're actually a really good person, and honestly, I feel a bit better about myself now. You're so sweet. If you don't mind, I'd like to get to know you better. Would you like to go out again sometime? What I said surprised him a lot. Perhaps he expected a different response from me? Maybe a rejection or something similar, but I think it's the best to stay in touch with him. Feels like he needs my support as much as I need his to start my new life. Besides, his reactions are so adorable that I couldn't forget them even if I wanted to. It's as if each of his actions were made by a helpless little lamb. Although I couldn't help but notice something. While he looked surprised by my question about staying in touch, his finger kept moving rapidly on the table. Is it normal that your finger moves like that? Or...
Oh, lo siento. Supongo que me emocioné. Definitivamente es un sí. Me encantaría que nos siguiéramos
Who just points
conociendo.
that out? Like, that's like if somebody's bouncing their leg out of nervousness, and you know that they're nervous, and you're just like, why are you bouncing your leg? You're like, why the fuck did you point it out? Oh, sorry. I think I got a little carried away. Definitely a yes. I'd love to keep getting to know each other. Perfect. I'd better... I heard my spoon hitting the plate, making me suddenly stop talking. Looking down, I saw there was no more cake. Without realizing it, in all this time we were talking, I finished all the cake along with my shake. It's clear that I don't know how to share when it comes to food. How embarrassing. I'm sorry. I know I said I would share the cake with you, but I carried away by the taste. But I promise to make it up to you next time we go out.
No te preocupes. Después de todo, yo compré el pastel como una forma de disculpa. Así que se podría decir que estamos a mano.
No worries. After all, I bought the cake as an apology, so you could say we're even.
Además, con solo salir contigo una próxima vez, me parece más que suficiente.
Besides, just going out with you another time is more than enough. I breathed a sigh of relief. I really didn't think I'd be so kind and gentle. I glanced over my shoulder at the clock hanging on the other side of the place. When I saw the time, my stomach churned a bit. I didn't realize I'd spent so much time here. Look at that. Time flies when you're having fun, right? It was really nice meeting you, but I really have to get back home.
¡Un momento!
Oh, shit. Okay. Wait. I felt his grip on my wrist, somewhat forceful, though it didn't cause much harm. It was a bit exaggerated for someone as timid and nervous as him.
Si no te molesta, ¿te gustaría intercambiar números? Quisiera asegurarme de que llegues a salvo a casa y, bueno, tener un mejor contacto contigo.
If you don't mind, would you like to exchange numbers? I want to make sure you get home safely and, well, I have a better way to stay in contact with you. It's true, even though we had talked for a considerable time online, neither of us knew each other's real names. The dating app only allowed us to use preset nicknames, and it was forbidden to share our real names for security reasons. If they noticed you breaking this rule, they could permanently ban you from the app. Bit exaggerated for my taste, but I guess it's acceptable. You never know what kind of psychopath might be lurking on the internet. Ha! Foreshadowing! Sure, how should I save you? He quickly handed me another yellow paper with his number written on it, looking down as if trying to hide his excitement.
Soy Charlie. Charlie McKay.
It's Charlie McKay. That's a cute name. That's a lovely name. It was very nice spending the afternoon with you, Charlie. I'm Ella. Once again, he looked away while trying to hide his blush. I guess the formal introduction got him a bit excited. He's just so adorable. Oh my god. What fucking face is that? Where are your hands right now, sir? I need both hands up on the table, please. After exchanging numbers, I gave Charlie a small hug before leaving the store. When I glanced back, I saw him waving goodbye from his seat. Oh. Shit, I almost missed the last train home. If I had stayed 5 more minutes at the cafe, I wouldn't have made it in time. Moru, ice cream, $9.99. It's time to go home. Smolders. I'm just looking at some of the a little Charizard with a thingy. Maybe it's just dragon. Yes. High school. How can it be that the schedule around here keeps getting worse? The last train was supposed to leave in about 20 minutes, and even though there are many people here, they shouldn't have to rush like this. It's so easy to dampen the mood with things as small as these. But this time, I won't let that happen. Today was a great day. I had some delicious sweets, and my date with Charlie was better than I imagined. It's a good start, considering all the crap I had to go through earlier. I took out my phone for a moment to see if I could distract myself, but with no internet, there wasn't much to do. I sighed, and after browsing my gallery for 7 minutes, I put away my phone, feeling boredom consuming me more and more. Fortunately, I'm almost home now. I want to go on a train. While I was trying to distract myself by looking out the subway window, I felt someone sit down in the seat next to me. Oh, what the fuck? Hello? When I turned my head to the side, I found a guy staring at me. Why is he looking at me like that? Could he be someone I know? No, I don't think so. No one that knows that I moved to the city. Besides, someone so creepy with such a terrifying stare can't have good intentions. Or maybe I'm just overreacting. There were girls sitting across from me just a moment ago. Maybe he's an art student with a jacket stained in red paint, heading back home. Yeah, let's just hope that's paint. Perhaps if I ignore him and pretend he isn't here, I'll get off at the next stop. As I looked away for a moment, I could hear him starting to breathe somewhat heavily. Despite trying to ignore him and not show any interest, I noticed how he shifted a bit closer to me, to the point where I could feel his breath on my neck. Whoa. I can't stand this situation anymore. I think I'll have to leave before I get to my station. I felt his hand against mine, caressing me insistently until at one point I could feel his hand trying to intertwine his fingers with mine. I definitely have to get out of here. Without warning, I got up from my seat and headed as quickly as possible toward the exit doors of the subway. As soon as these opened, I ran out into the street, hoping that the fucking asshole wasn't following me. That was kind of a dumb decision. 'Cause now at least in the train there were other people. Alright, well I made it home, I guess. Finally, I'm home. What the actual fuck? That fucking weirdo, did he want to fucking kill me or assault me? I have enough of living dangerous area at night without some urgent idiot coming up to bother me. Luckily, there was no one on the streets at this hour, and the neighborhood gangs were not around the corners. But that doesn't mean that the fear I felt all this time is already gone. My breathing was getting more and more agitated. When I looked down, I could see how my hands were shaking uncontrollably. Just thinking about that man breathing on my neck made my stomach turn with pain. I just have to ignore that all that happened. I just have to breathe and try to calm down. I jumped in fear as I felt my phone ring and vibrate insistently in my pocket. I quickly took it out to silence it once and for all. Why the fuck are you ringing now? You scared me to death. Huh? Isn't this Charlie's number? Upon opening the notification, I could read the message that had been sent to me. Hello. I know it's a bit late, but I did mention I would write, so forgive me if I startled you. How did you know you startled me? I just wanted to make sure you got home safely. Also, I apologize if this bothers you. If you'd like, we could just talk again through the dating app. I don't want to bother you, so whatever you decide will be fine by me. Well, I'll stop writing now. It was a tiring day for you. Rest well, Ella. Despite meeting in person, it seems he's still shy around me. But what do you mean by forgive me if I startled you? Could it be about him texting me? Well, maybe I did forget that he would send a message, but I don't think it would be enough to startle me. Or would it? No, I think I'm overthinking it too much. He probably said that because he still feels bad about being late to our date. He really is so adorable. At least reading his message helped calm me down. Well, I'd better eat something before going to sleep. Ooh, I like that. That's a cool picture. No, 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 no. Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking bastard made me forget I had to buy groceries before getting home. What am I gonna eat now? I really wish I could have another slice of that strawberry cake Charlie bought me. At least that way I could remember the one good thing that happened today. Ooh, ooh. What just happened? Why do I feel my head a bit lighter? Huh? I don't remember this piece of cake. Looks like the one Charlie bought me today. Maybe I bought it somewhere else and didn't realize it? Wait, what is going on with my brain? I feel like there might be something wrong with me. Well, that cake won't eat itself, so... Taking a spoonful of cake, I could feel the flavor enveloping me completely. It was so delicious that it seemed to erase any worries I had, and I could only think about how delightful it was and the date I had in the afternoon. I'll definitely invite him out again. Well, I'd better start getting ready for bed. I have to go grocery shopping early tomorrow. After finishing the cake, I washed the plate and went to brush my teeth. So there's more than just weird people around. I don't know what this is a statue of, but I want it. It's so cute. As I entered my room, I took off my clothes and put on my pajamas to get ready for bed, with my window wide open. I let out a small yawn before placing my phone on the nightstand and plugging it in so that the battery would be fully charged in the morning. Now it's sweet old bedtime. With the window still open. Who sleeps with their windows with the blinds not closed? Come on now. Turning off the lights, I slowly approach my bed. Fuck, I'm beat. I begin to nestle between my sheets, cuddling my stuffed animals, feeling like I'd fall asleep at any second now. I do not trust this view. Right before sleeping, I should text him back. Don't worry, if you want, we can go out another day. In fact, we could go somewhere else in the city. But I'm going to sleep now. See you tomorrow. I hope you have a good night, Charlie. I'm staring at this window. Okay. Oh, that's it? That's it so far? Oh, man. Oh, man. Dang. That's the only bad thing about playing demos, is because like I'm invested, and now I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. Dang. Well, they have a Patreon, so I might have to check that out and see if they've got like progress updates and stuff like that. I am very interested though in the story. Same thing with the prescription love. I want to know what's happening. You just leave me hanging. I'm highly sure that Charlie is some sort of stalker. But he's cute. Alright. Well, that was a double-sided mirror. Or what they have of it so far. So...